Hey Aquarius, Happy New Year, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Here to do your 2022 forecast, where we are going to use bones and charms to see what things you might want to keep an eye out for over the next coming year. So, Aquarius, let's go ahead and get started. All right, nothing stuck in the bowl. So let's see what's going on for my Aquarius collective for 2022. Let's see what is going on for my Aquarius for 2022. All right, so we have lots of things going on for you all right now. So what we're going to do is start with you, and we have a little worry doll that symbolizes the collective. It's interesting because what we have also is that we have your energy right now inside of the hematite bracelet. So this is an area that needs some attention to be paid to it. So this looks like it's sort of centered on relationships and releasing yourself from them. There may have been an interaction that you've had with someone that it's kind of like it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. And it feels as though there is going to be a release of that hurt. But it also feels as though you're going to be a little bit open, I think, to additional possibilities. This doesn't necessarily mean the end of you and relationships, Aquarius, but it does feel as though you're going to sort of put a stop to one thing and open yourself up to something else. And it's interesting because what we have immediately sort of outside of this very important chunk for you, we have the buffalo tooth, which symbolizes prosperity. And it's sort of pointing in the direction of this sort of twin bird charm that signifies relationships. We also have the badger bone that is all about overcoming. It's all about achieving. The cat's eye shell, seeing things very clearly. So I think that your eyes are going to be opened to a relationship that's currently in your life. It feels as though this is something that you are going to be letting go of going forward. Now, what we have over here at your starting point, we have the Moldavite stone. This is super interesting. There is something in your life that needs to be sort of cleaned up. What it feels like is that you are not on the path that's truly meant for you right now. And we see that sort of transition happening between the summer and the winter time period. But we have your spirit guides, and they're kind of upside down. They're looking outward. They're looking away from this situation. So whatever this is and how it applies to you, this could be in terms of career. This could be in terms of how you make money. But there's something that is a little bit messy right now in your life. And between the summer and the winter period, there's going to need to be a persistent effort to kind of clean that up, because again, with the stingray barb pointed inward, you're not on the right path that's meant for you. So keep an eye out for areas of your life that feel a little bit uncomfortable, because it might mean that you need to sort of change the way that you're moving. You need to sort of change the way that you're operating with things right now. So moving on to sort of the next most important thing for you, we have the ring, the Herkimer diamond ring, and we also have the buffalo bead. The other charms are silent in this little cluster, but with the buffalo bead, that's all about moderation. So I think that one of the overarching themes in 2022 for my Aquarius collective is that you need to sort of be in a place where you temper yourself, where you sort of move cautiously, you move very thoughtfully. This is not cutting people off immediately. This is not getting hung up on people. It's not getting sort of stuck where you are, but being very thoughtful, being very considerate in the way that you operate. So, moving on to this little chunk that we have here, we have the buckeye nut and we also have the cat's claw. So there's a caution here about your health. So if you haven't gone to get a checkup, Aquarius, this is probably a very good time for you to do so. There might be some issues that come up. It doesn't look as though it's going to be a situation that's going to be devastating or anything like that. With the cat's claw, this is you landing on your feet. So whatever health issues that you have, it does seem as though you're going to be able to overcome them. But just make sure that you stay on top of it. Go get looked at, stay on top of your health. Go get screenings or whatever it is that you need to do. So moving over here, we have the gar shell, and we also have the silent snake rib. So there's not a lot of need for flexibility, but understand that there's somebody in your space who seems to be a little bit negative. So keep an eye out for those people throughout the year. It seems as though there's somebody here who does not have the best of intentions. They're not Team Aquarius for you guys. So just be on alert and proceed with caution is what I just heard. Now, looking at this chunk that we have here, it's very interesting because most of the pieces are actually pretty quiet. So what we do have that sort of stands out is your friendships, and we also have the badger bone that is all about persistence, overcoming obstacles, achieving tasks. So this is something that your ancestors we have here with the skull head are actually sort of looking away from. This is not sort of their area of focus. This is, they're not so much concerned about the majority of your friends or the people around you, but looking at this sort of one relationship that it is that you need to rethink, that you may need to let go of. This could happen sometime around the spring. So make sure that, again, you sort of evaluate the people that you have around you and make sure that you only keep the ones who have your best interest at heart. Now, looking at this cluster that we have right here, this one is super interesting. So what we see is that there is, again, in about, I'm going to say 5 months is what I'm feeling for this. This could be weeks or months, but I'm leaning more towards 5 months, that there is going to be a need for you to sort of protect yourself from childish energy. That this is going to be a time for you to sort of stand firm in what it is that you expect out of others who are in your energetic space. And I do think, again, that this ties into this sort of this springtime vibe where we're looking at your friendships and possibly eliminating someone who does not necessarily have your best interest at heart. But understand also with the shell that we have here that there are new beginnings on the horizon for you. So it may be that you are moving someone out of your energetic space to be able to make space for someone else, which is not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. So what we have in this cluster right here is, you sort of tapping into your sensuality. So Aquarius, this might be you getting out there and dating. This is not you giving too much thought about it. This is you having a good time. This is you sort of embracing the attention that you're being given. This is you feeling pampered, feeling special, feeling absolutely wonderful. And I think that you, when it comes to relationships, are going to make it very clear what it is that you're looking for from another person, what it is that you expect, and what it is that you are willing to give. And so there's going to be this aura around you, this sort of mystique that's very, very hard to explain. It's hard to put a finger on, but it's a very fun energy. It's a very sensual, very sexual energy. So Aquarius, I don't know, y'all might get things popping in 2022. It doesn't feel like anything that's super serious. It feels like you're just going to be out sort of enjoying yourself, having a good time. Now, moving on to this last little section that we have right here, that's representative of home and hearth and also work. So what it feels like is that when it comes to how you're able to sort of sustain yourself, how you're able to maintain your household, get the things that you want, the things that you need, that there might be a little bit of, I don't want to say turmoil. I'm going to say a little bit of some waves happening when it comes to your work or career. We have the thimble on its side. That means things are a little bit unsteady. And so what I do see also, though, that's wrapped around this, we have the octopus tentacle, and that means sort of being caught up, being trapped, being stuck in one place. But what's actually wrapped sort of around this thimble that's on its side is the baculum, which represents people who care about you, people who have your best interest at heart. And on the other side of this, we have the snake fang, and that's representative of protection. So it feels like whatever is happening around you, even though I think there's going to be a little bit of a limbo that you're in for a while, you are protected. That there are going to be people who are looking out for you, people who want to make sure that you do well, that you are okay in the end. So around the fall time, when it comes to your job, your career, there might be a little uncertainty, but realize that you are surrounded, that you are being protected, that there are people who are looking out for you and want to make sure that you land on your feet. So keep an eye on that. Even though things might seem a little bit quiet, it's all going to, it feels like it's going to work out in your favor. So that's what I have for my Aquarius collective. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you did. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.